Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 56 of the Comic Room Pod. I am your host, Spro, and with me, as always, is Mr. Longbox.
Hey.
What up, guys? Today, we're kind of going to have like a part 2 conversation of what we talked about last week.
Okay, good.
So, kind of moving into a little bit different direction, but like same topic, but doing a little bit of deep dive and trying to figure out what the heck is going on.
Whether or not slab or whether or not the slab, essentially, right? And the values associated with those.
Yeah, so a little bit off the slab, but going a little bit deeper into what the heck is going on.
Yeah, let's do it. Market research.
Yeah, so
Love it.
yeah, thanks so much, guys, for clicking on the video. If you guys didn't watch last week's episode, we'll just say real quick. A couple weeks ago, Mon Comics Brandon lost his house and nearly everything he owns in a house fire. Him and his family are safe. They're doing well. They're kind of just now picking their lives back up and trying to figure out what's next and all that not so fun stuff. Maybe it's fun. I don't know. Get a little fresh restart.
Yeah.
Through a tragedy. But yeah, so there's a GoFundMe in the description below if you would like to help contribute to them having to restart life, buy new things.
Yeah. All new clothes, all new appliances, all new tools, like all the things he needs to do the content he creates. Everything has to be reacquired.
Yeah, the toys for the girls and all that stuff. So, link to that is in the description below if you're interested in donating. And we got show and tell today. We got a little bit of news, some interesting news actually, and some Batman news.
Okay, I like it. That's why I'm wearing black.
Yeah, Matt Reeves was on a red carpet this weekend, so of course people
Gotta ask.
are gonna start springing a bunch of questions on him. So we've got some stuff there. And then, we already teased a little bit about what we'll talk about. So why don't you go ahead and kick us off with some show and tell.
So my show and tell this week is a Golden Age Schomburg cover. And it is Exciting Comics number 64.
Nice.
I'll show everybody there. You can see that. It is a restored copy, which is actually why I'm bringing it as a show and tell. 2.0 off-white to white pages. The restoration on it is a apparent color touch somewhere on here. Nothing that I spotted with my naked eye. I sent it in. I had it raw and then sent it in to be slabbed. But at any event, just a great cover. It's one of those Schomburg airbrush covers. He did a handful of them for the Exciting Comics line, and I'm pretty sure a few others as well. But this I picked up at a claim sale maybe 9 months ago or something like that.
Yeah.
And got, I paid a couple $100 for it, and which I thought was a very fair deal, good deal. And of course didn't know that it was restored. And that's actually what I want to talk about today. It's show and tell for the comic, but it's more show and tell about the Instagram selling world, and because we're all in it, and how I'm not going to name any sellers or anything, but how in my case this was handled, and because it is something you think about when you spend 3 figures or more on a raw book.
Yeah,
because you're not getting that guarantee, but you kind of are, because they stand, you would hope they would stand behind the book and all that, and that was 100% the case with this one. Again, it was like 7-8 months before it came back from CGC, because it takes a while to decide you want to grade something, and then you grade it and you send it in, and we all know how long that can take. So anyway, I finally get it back, and my first thought was, wow, it's been this long, but let me contact the seller, and it really could not have gone better. I think I just contacted the seller, and it was immediate. Hey, sorry about that. No problem. We've got all the records right here. Here are the options. You got we'll give you a couple of options. If you want a full refund, just send it back to us and we'll send you $200. Or if you want to keep it, we'll give you we'll give you $100 and you can keep the book. You know, I mean, I thought that was a great. I really couldn't have asked for any more than that. Really.
Yeah.
You hope that the people who sell you the books on Instagram are going to stand by their books, and they usually say they're going to stand behind their books. And then when they do, it's just reassuring. And I wanted to share that with you guys because we all buy and sell, or at least buy on an Instagram these claim sales. And I can tell you I can give you a testimonial that in my case, this occurred and I was made whole in the way I wanted to be made whole. I really, was I bummed it was restored? Yeah, kind of, but I didn't buy it as an investment. I bought it because I just thought the book was cool,
Right.
But of course, I wouldn't have paid as much if I knew it was restored, and I wouldn't have had to pay as much. So they just made it right, It's made it right for me, and I have no ill feelings toward anybody who sells me a raw book and it turns out that it's restored or qualified, because we can't see everything, all we can ask is if that should come up, no hassles, and they make me whole, and they did. Yeah. So I'm really happy to get the book, but I'm happiest about what this book represents, at least with this particular seller, that you can buy confidently on Instagram and feel like, and I can't speak for everyone, and I don't want to name the seller, even though I'm heaping praise on them because, it's not just, I don't even want to out them for making the mistake, but they did, but they shouldn't be too bummed about that or ashamed by it, because it can happen to any of us. And they totally made me right with it. So, in some odd way, it makes me happier about the book than I maybe would have been otherwise, because I have this now memory attached to it, which is a good memory. And it's restored. So what? It does. I mean, slight color touch is a weird. I've had my issues with slight color touch restos anyway.
Well, did you hear about the Superman 1 this week?
No.
So there was a Superman 1 on CGC that was restored, I believe, like trimmed. And it got swapped to PSA. And no...
They didn't catch it?
Well...
That's what I think I heard that, yeah.
Well, did they not catch it, or was something caught that wasn't actually there? So that's the question everybody's trying to figure out.
Yeah, edge trimming edge trimming can be interesting because it can be, I guess, miscuts, right? And I don't know if they must be assigned to where they can say, well, this was cut. This wasn't a miscut from 80 years ago. This was clearly cut. Like the edge here is not as old as the edge up there. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, but it sparked some interesting debate, and it really had people. I was just reading comments on posts, and some people were like sticking their flags that CGC was right, PSA was wrong. Some people were on the other side of the fence. PSA's right, CGC's wrong. Yeah, just all.
Wow, it's a Mount Rushmore book, so it's not going to go away. Like someone's going to have to arbitrate this and get in there and determine which is it, because somebody's wrong.
Yeah, and I mean that's kind of, with a book like that, I think you slab it, like what we talked about last week. Like, you grade it for sure, but it continues to feed the narrative of like, can these grading companies be trusted? And in this case, who do we trust in this scenario?
Right.
Like, we literally don't know. Like, no matter like your bias for this grading company or the other, the truth is we don't know who's right or wrong.
No.
Like, they hold all the power and all, like, yeah, it's just, it's weird, but I don't know.
And the costs associated with grading Superman 1 are through the roof.
Yeah.
I don't care which one you use. That's a lot of money to say, well, I have to get it graded again.
It's cheaper with PSA because they don't do a percentage.
Oh, okay, that's right. So, does anybody know what they're going to do? I mean, the person who owns it is probably like, no, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good with, if PSA says it's not qualified, then it's not qualified.
Yeah, I think that's I'm not sure that it's a book that's hitting the market. I think.
Yeah, because what does he or she or they, whatever, what do they have to gain by having graded again? If it turns out, okay, here's an interesting thing. If it turns out that PSA made a mistake, and it is indeed trimmed, well, then they lucked out, so to speak. But they're not culpable for cheating anybody if they sell it for what PSA said it was, because PSA said it is what it is.
Yeah.
And so it does, like you said, that the grading companies hold the power. So if a grading company says it's qualified, whether it is or whether it isn't, we accept it. But if another grading company says it's not, then we accept that.
Right.
And if we accept it, then that becomes reality.
Yeah.
So for all intents and purposes, that Superman 1 in its current slab state is not qualified.
Yeah.
End of story.
Yeah.
And should be priced that way. Wow. That's, yeah, I mean, and so that begs the question then, or at least it raises the question, does it matter if we trust them? Does it matter? If we can't trust them, but we do accept them, then what difference does it make whether PSA is right on something or wrong on something? If everybody accepts it, then it is, you don't have to trust it to accept it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, I'm kind of curious. What would happen if you sent in your FF49?
You know, that's what I was about to say next. You know, that's what I was about to say next. Am I going to crack my FF49, which I still, to this day, I've had it forever in this restored slab, but it was in my collection for 40 years. And it was a $20 book when I bought it, or $13 book. If there's any color touch on that book, it was accidental. It wasn't, nobody was bothering, dude. It was a $13 book.
I think what we've landed on, copium or not, I don't know, is it's like a pen type, like not like somebody took colored pencils or paint or ink or whatever, and I think somebody was filling in a color break. I think that was the last thing we had landed on.
And it wasn't done so the book could sell for more. It was done by a kid who wanted the book to look better.
Yeah.
Bottom line.
I bought a collection a couple months ago that had a Marvel Premiere 15 with a gnarly like diagonal color break, and probably the original owner just took a pen into the color break all the way across, and thus making it,
puts it in a green label.
Yeah.
Or I'm sorry, a purple label.
Yeah.
So maybe I will. Maybe we'll do our own little thing. You know, we'll crack FF49. We'll send it into PSA, and whether it comes back color touch or not, it's still a story. Yeah. Because it either confirms, at least in this case, that there is some consistency and accuracy, and perhaps the Superman 1 was an anomaly, or it affirms the opposite. Here's another example of it. But either way, it's good. It's good for the industry. It's good content.
Yeah.
And I don't really mind doing it because I've been trying to get it out of that purple label, looking for an excuse to do it.
Yeah.
Sending it back to CGC doesn't seem like the right call. The right move. Poor PSA. They're going to get inundated with books that are in.
They might. Yeah, they really might.
Because people are going to be like, well, I can make a lot of money if my Superman 1 comes back universal or whatever they call it.
And PSA is an industry leader. Like, PSA probably has, not so much in the comic hobby, but in the collectible hobby as a whole, PSA has more clout and recognition and probably respect, just in all collectibles. But we're gonna talk about them a little bit later too.
So anyway, I'm very curious about that whole thing. It's not a book that isn't going to receive a massive amount of attention, whatever company you send it to. Like, a lot of eyes looked at that book before they put the grade, before they sealed it. So it's hard to imagine that there could be disagreement on that.
Yeah.
For something like the trim.
But yeah, I know. What is that process? I'm curious. What does that process actually look like? Is it one person that looks at the book and they're like, this might be trimmed, and I hand it to another person, and they're like, hey, is this trimmed? And then immediately you have biased eyes looking at it.
You shouldn't say that. You should say, tell me what you think of this book.
Or do they just hand it to like 8 different graders, and then they take a consensus, or like a, 5 out of 8 in a 5-3 vote, 5 of them thought it was trimmed. But even then, if it's not unanimous,
right?
But I don't know. That's all speculation.
But whatever it is, though, it would actually be nice to get some transparency from all the grading companies on at least how they handle like books over a certain price. Like some things they're gonna have different processes for a book that's that's a $50 modern or $100 modern versus a potentially 6-figure golden age grail, right?
Yeah.
But I've heard that CGC, you basically have one of two or three graders are looking at the massive books, like the same people. Because I heard a couple dealers at a convention talking about an FF5 that they thought should be a 9.8, I think, and it came back a 9.6. But they've sent it in a few times, and CGC has basically told them, "Hey, look, don't send this book in again. We're sick of looking at it. Like we're the guy who's graded is going to change his mind." So when you get to that level of a high value book, there's only so much more you can, you're only going to get a few people that are the same guy's going to look at it.
Yeah.
But hey, man, I'll take a 9.6. I wouldn't really be too upset about 9.6 FF5.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, I don't think there's a 9.8 on the census.
No, so imagine highest graded of that book.
I think that's probably why they tried again. Yeah. I think the president is like the number one, like their top grader. So I'm pretty sure all those books are seen by him.
He's the guy. But that book was at that convention, the one that took the place of TorpedoCon for us. That's where that FF5 was.
Yeah.
And he had it for sale, but he didn't really want to sell it because he still in his heart believes it's a 9.8. Like he doesn't understand why. He's arguing with CGC about it.
What's the price on that book? 9.6.
I don't know. I don't even know what it was marked at. It was more like 300,000, something crazy like that. 250,000, 300,000, something like that. But if it were 9.8, it's probably $1 million.
Yeah, you set the market pretty much.
Yeah,
whatever you want to take.
First Doom. I mean,
yeah.
Right. Well, we can dream.
I wouldn't even dream. I mean, I'm content with my 2.5. I just want a white pager. I guess I'm not totally content, but
I'm content with the dream of a 2.5.
I'm not I'm not discontent with my 2.5 to the point where I'm like, I need a 9.6. That's never.
Wow.
Yeah, because that money that's a different playground.
Yeah, and not a lot of people who you could ever sell it to if you needed to.
Yeah.
How many people? You're at that point. You're selling to investment groups.
Yeah,
I would think.
Yeah, you wouldn't throw that up onto Heritage and probably get anywhere close to what you're wanting.
No, man, break it out of one of your claim sales.
Yeah,
free, and you could tempt them. You say it's $300,000, but hey, free shipping.
At that point, I'm flying to you.
Yeah, I will hand it to you.
Yeah,
I will put it in your hand, and you will sign this thing, and I will take pictures of the transfer.
Yeah, yeah, that's crazy.
So, what's your show and tell?
All right, so I totally forgot to grab one, so I literally grabbed the first comic that I saw when I walked into the room. And this is a book that I've tried to sell a couple times on my claim sale. I have this conservatively at an 8.0, maybe an 8.5. This is X-Men 113. This is I'm not a big X-Men collector, but this cover is so sick. Magneto and Colossus fighting, and then you got some X-Men like kind of fighting around, like Cyclops has got his beam going at Magneto. Wolverine's like knocked out. Looks like Jean Grey's trying to take care of the fire, and I don't know what the heck Nightcrawler's trying to do. But he's just there so he doesn't get fined. But that was a book that I probably broke it out 3 times, maybe 4, but I think 3. I took it out in 3 sales. I just couldn't sell it, and I was shocked because it's a Byrne Claremont.
Yeah,
it's a higher grade 8.0, and it's a Magneto. Like Magneto is the focal point of that cover. And so the last time I brought it to a sale, I didn't say this on the sale, but in my mind I was like, if I don't sell this, I'm keeping this thing because this cover is awesome. And
that's beautiful.
And I like semi collect Magneto covers. Like I have a 9.0 of X-Men 43, which is that big Magneto cover. And I love the colors of Magneto, just the red and purple.
Yeah.
I think his design is cool. And I am a Magneto main in Marvel Rivals. So,
every time I see any comics from that run, any of the new X-Men run from 94 on or Giant Size 1 on, but especially from 108 on when Byrne gets involved. And it makes me really wish, and I'm not saying this for monetary reasons, but it really makes me wish that I had somehow started collecting 5 years earlier. Because I started in 1980. And if I had started in 75, I sure they would have been picking those up just based on the covers, and they were because now, it's 45 years later and we look at these books and compared to everything else that was coming out during that time. And they sort of stand out, right? I mean, they're clearly something special was happening in that X-Men run. And we hindsight tells us that's true because there's some incredible characters and stories, the team. It was just a synergy of talent going on. And it just would have been fun to be around and reading those off the newsstand when they were coming out, because it would have, but instead, by the time I got into collecting as a, whatever it was, teenager, not even yet a teenager, in 1980, I those books were a little too pricey for me to ever add to my collection.
Yeah.
So, but that's just the way it went for me. But I was around for the Miller run, so on Daredevil. But man, would have been nice.
Yeah, that run and the Miller run are two, like, those, as far as runs go, like, I mean, there's nothing like them. Like
Marvel was destroying DC at that time. You had the, the Spider-Man stuff of the early 70s that we all celebrate today, the 120 issue 121, 129, all of that was going on. And then that just kind of, then the mantle goes handed off to, and not that Spider-Man ever wasn't immensely popular, but X-Men took the lead, once they got rolling, and that rolled right into the Miller Daredevil, and DC, I don't think really got a foothold again until the New Teen Titans in that, right about that same time. New Teen Titans run kind of got them back on track. And they got into Crisis and other stuff, but Marvel was peak during that time. They were just killing it.
Yeah, and things are pretty competitive right now because you have the Absolute Universe. For DC, and then you have the Ultimate Universe going on with Marvel, which is kind of funny because it seems like the not main universe titles are currently beating the Ultimate and the Absolute Universe. Those aren't main title,
right?
For those characters, and they're beating the main title, except for, I mean, this last week, or I think it was last week, the new refresh on Batman 1 came out. The Matt Fraction and writing and Jorge Jimenez on the art. I sold like 500,000 copies or something like that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Maybe capitalizing on the absolute Batman popularity. People are just like ready, back into Batman again or something.
Yeah, I think it's also I don't know. I saw this on IG as a point being made, but it's only like the third or fourth time that there's been a Batman #1. So I think people maybe just
wow, I did not know that.
Excited to have a Batman 1, and to buy it off the shelf.
Yeah, sure.
So
it's my only chance to get Batman 1. I mean, the Absolute series has put into the marketplace a Catwoman key now that I need to get hold of, which is the first Absolute Catwoman.
Has it come out yet? I
don't know.
I don't think it has. I think it's coming out soon.
I of course have to add that to my.
Yeah.
That would be a hole in my collection if I didn't. And I'm excited to see what they do with her. Anyway, it's fresh. It's neat. It's fun. I love it. I think I'm holding off. I haven't read it yet, but I love the excitement around it. I'm just going to wait for the trade to come out, and I'm going to buy that. And I'm waiting to get the trade for the Ultimate. Is it Ultimate Spider-Man? Yeah, because I'm at that point with my LCS where if the next one I buy, I get a second one free. So I want to wait until I'm going to get two for the price of one. Strategic.
It's a good deal.
Yeah, it is.
All right, a little bit of news here. So I think it was last week, maybe 2 weeks ago. You asked about Zoe Kravitz, whether or not she was going to be in the Batman 2. So this was from MTV. Matt Reeves confirms Kristen Milioti will not return as Sophia Falcone in the Batman 2. So that's not Zoe Kravitz, but adjacent.
Oh, okay.
So,
and is she the same one who played in the Penguin?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a bummer. She was good.
Yeah.
Does that mean they're just going to have a different actor, or
no? I think that character's not going to be there.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I actually like that. I like that better because she was so good. I would hate to see her not portray that character because you know that character's coming back.
She just won an Emmy for it, so
She was phenomenal. She deserved it. I didn't realize she won an Emmy.
yeah, just last week. Yeah,
I thought she was outstanding. What about the Penguin?
No, he didn't win. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, and Adam Scott didn't win for Severance, and people were shocked by that too.
Well, who won for Best Actor?
The guy who the show The Pit. It's about like a emergency room.
Oh yeah.
And like every episode is one night in the emergency room or something like that.
Oh,
so
okay.
the lead actor in that.
Well,
I've heard only good things about that show.
Can't really say anything about it because I haven't seen anything. But I really would have thought that Farrell would have. He was. I thought he was just unbelievable. Like I said before, he disappeared in that role.
Yeah,
he just became the Penguin. But
yeah,
a lot of good talent out there. It's competitive.
Yeah. Okay. This is from THR. Matt Reeves says the Batman 2 will take Batman's character in an unexpected direction. The things that this film does for his character, for Batman and Bruce, I think it has never been done before in this way. And so these are some of the details we have so far. It starts filming in April of 2026. Bruce Wayne is finding it very hard to be Batman. It takes Batman in a direction never done before. Another murder mystery, digging deeper into the corruption. Penguin appears in 5 to 6 scenes. Sophia Falcone will not appear. Matt Reeves and Robert Pattinson believe it will top the first film.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to speculate, but I'm curious. What new directions are we talking about?
Yeah, so this is from IndieWire. Matt Reeves says the Batman 2 will be better than the first film. Here's the quote. I really do think this movie will be better than the last. Robert Pattinson feels that way. We're very excited about it. End quote.
Like, are they saying that as if they think they need to apologize for this masterpiece right here? I mean, this was amazing. This is a great picture.
I think that they're maybe just talking a little bit about like the long wait that it's been.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because posted in 2023 was that the Batman 2 was supposed to come out in like April 5th, 2025. So a couple weeks from now.
April 5th? Or
something like that.
That should have been out months ago.
Or sorry, October 5th.
Oh, October 5th. Oh, yeah. That would have been ideal. Christmas. I can't get my holiday straight. I'm trying to say Halloween, but I had to I had to work back from Christmas to Thanksgiving to Halloween. Yeah.
So here's some more. This is from the Happy, Sad, Confused podcast, who interviewed him on the red carpet. This villain has never really been done in a movie before. Interesting. Yeah. The film pushes further into Bruce Wayne because the first one is so focused on Batman. Matt Reeves has no idea if the Batman 3 will happen, and he thinks it would be a lot of fun to make a DCU project after he's done with the Batman saga. He also confirmed that this is not a DCU movie, that it is an Elseworlds thing. But I feel like until that the trilogy, if he gets a trilogy, I feel like until the trilogy's done, everybody is going to hold out for hope, except for me. Everyone's going to hold out for hope that it's the same universe as Superman.
But you don't want that.
No, because Superman was so bad. I don't want to see.
Stay in your own jar.
Yes, exactly. So speaking of, he said the villain has never really been done in a movie before. So if you watch this interview, it's a couple of minutes of him on the red carpet. He talks about how this movie is going to be very Bruce Wayne focused and digging more into that.
Interesting, because I heard some of the criticisms I heard of the movie was that there wasn't enough Batman in it of the first one.
Not enough Batman or Bruce Wayne?
Batman.
Oh, really? I've heard the opposite.
Which I disagreed with.
Yeah.
I thought, what are you talking about? But I can't remember who it was saying that there's not enough Batman. Was it like someone like, was it somebody like political, like Ben Shapiro or something like that? Or somebody,
maybe.
Something I was like, what are you talking about? What?
Oh, yeah, because he notoriously didn't like the movie.
Yeah, I think
which is crazy because in his one movie, he has almost as much screen time as I think it was Christian Bale does in his whole trilogy. And Christian Bale holds the most screen time for like being in the suit. So over the course of 3 movies, Christian Bale in the suit, whatever that runtime is, Robert Pattinson is like, I think is like 15 minutes away from beating that.
Yeah. So
just from one movie.
So the argument really didn't make sense. I remember when I heard it,
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure it was Shapiro now. I just thought that we didn't watch the same movie, is what I thought.
Yeah, no.
So anyway, so yeah, I mean, I'm and not that I really even care. I'm happy seeing him as Batman. I'm equally interested to see him as Bruce Wayne. I think both storylines are cool. That's what's so great about Batman.
Yeah, I think one of the bigger critiques was, oh, this wasn't the playboy philanthropist Bruce Wayne. This was like a recluse.
Well, we were watching young Batman.
Right. That's the whole thing. Is like I had friends who were like, like he's not the playboy. Like, and it's like, well, this is called an arc. Like, this is where he doesn't, because in this movie he doesn't think he needs Bruce Wayne. Like, all he cares about is being the Batman. Right. He thinks Gotham needs the Batman, and so I'm assuming, based on what he's saying, is like now he doesn't want to be Batman. Like if like that internal struggle and what Reeves is saying on these interviews. So if he's thinking he doesn't need to be Batman, now he's like overcorrected, but then he's going to have to learn, I need to play both for the sake of Gotham. And that's where you have the fully fleshed out character arc of the Batman / Bruce Wayne.
Which is why, in spite of the fact that Batman has no innate superpowers, he remains top 3 most popular comic book characters in the history of comic books. And it's because of that dual personality, darker side, there's no light side. That is so fascinating. They just really did an amazing job with that. Why would you expect anything else from a good Batman movie but to have both of those? Because they really feel like 2 different characters. Because they are. That's the thing. He puts on the cowl and the cape and the armor and the suit, and the belt, and he's not Bruce Wayne anymore.
Yeah,
it's so good.
Yeah. So, with this being a more Bruce Wayne focused story, you have a couple villains. I really think it really only comes down to 2 villains at this point: Court of Owls and Hush.
And you have been pumping both on this podcast.
Yeah.
As a spec.
Yeah. So Court of Owls, just because you get, and especially as they, like, as he says, like, as like kind of Bruce pushes deeper into the corruption of the city, like, that is.
And that's New 52 Batman 6, right?
Yeah. And so.
Gorgeous cover as well. Jeff Capullo cover.
Yeah, Greg Capullo.
I mean, Greg. Bob.
John. Yeah, so I haven't seen every movie ever with all these, with every villain ever, but a team of people who are who essentially the family lineage has been running Gotham for hundreds of years. Like, I don't know. Has that been done before? Genuinely no clue.
I don't think so. That would be. How much does that book cost? It's less than $100.
Yeah, remember I got it at a show one time for $20.
Yeah, I mean,
the dude. I don't think the dude knew. You were standing right next to me. You were like, "What?"
I know, because you asked the price, because I was looking at it going, and then you were looking at it and you're like, "How much is it?" He's like, $20. He's like, "I'll take it." It's so good. It was a good call. In a 9.8, what's that book?
I think I bought mine for $200. I bought mine graded. Yeah.
But I think you just pick up a bunch of raws, because you'll probably collect a few 9.8s in those raws if you just can get them.
I have two raws. I had 3 and I gave you one
because you gave me one. Yeah. Very, very happy to have that book.
And then Hush, as far as Hush goes, Hush is a childhood friend of Bruce Wayne with darker side. Right. And I feel like there's been friend villains before, but I don't know. Obviously, we had the Hush pop up on like the Riddler thing in the first movie.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And again, when you just talk about Bruce Wayne, Thomas Elliot is Hush, somebody who comes back around to Batman's life that I think Bruce thought he was never going to see again. So very interesting. And they just did Hush Part 2 in between Batman titles. They finished up the Zdarsky run, and then they did Jim Lee, and I don't know who wrote it. but Jim Lee came back to do the pencils, and yeah, I don't remember who.
I recently sold my copy of the first appearance of the Dude Who Becomes Hush.
Oh, really?
To be Hush. Don't want to spoil it for anybody who hasn't
Yeah.
read it yet. But it's been a while, right?
Yeah.
Get in there and read it. But yeah, I would put my money on Hush just because it's a big motion picture. They want to make money, and Hush has a bigger appeal. I don't know. I don't know if Corvallis is a better story though. You would know.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta read it.
I know,
it's,
I do.
It's kind of a crazy read. Yeah. So there's that. That's all the Batman news that we've got. So let's pivot real quick into some Marvel news. More to go. It's reported that Avengers Doomsday is wrapping filming this week.
Wow.
So that's going to give them well over a year because it comes out in December 2026. So it's going to give them well over a year to VFX, CGI. So it's going to look hopefully real good.
Yeah.
But what I've heard is what they're going to do is they're going to wrap filming. They'll get a first cut of the film, and then they'll see what they need to do from there. And again, when you hear about reshoots in the future, movies always do reshoots.
Right.
It's incredibly common.
It doesn't mean that's going to be bad.
Right. What's scary is when you're reshooting so close to when the movie comes out. That's the scary thing. Unless it's like Marvel's like filming like a new post-credit scene or something, which they've done. But like pickup shots or like, you know, if you get a first cut of the film and you're still a year and some change away from the movie, like, and you're just like, we need to rework this scene a little bit, and you go back, like, that's not a big deal. But when we're in like, if it's like November 2026 and they're like, all right, they're doing some reshoots for Avengers Doomsday, then you're like,
that means they're desperate. Yeah.
Yeah. But if it's January 2026 and they're doing reshoots, like, that's nothing to worry about, I don't think.
Wow. Well, could it possibly spike FF5 more? I mean, it's already kind of made a run, right?
Yeah. So,
but time's ticking.
Yeah. So, and I just sold my other copy.
So both of us
and I shipped it off this week.
Of your FF5? Wait,
yeah.
your FF5?
Yeah, remember the guy bought it? Yeah.
So you're without a copy right now?
No, I have my 2.5.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I remember that day. I remember that you went and pulled it. You pulled it out of the safe. Got the key, pulled it out of the safe, and sold it when you weren't even planning on it.
Yeah. So I shipped it out. Shipped out this week. Shipped out a lot of big books this week. That FF5, House Secrets 92, Werewolf by Night 32, FF49.
Well, that was all. Like one of those was all one big sale. That was a crazy 4 mega first appearances in one claim.
Yeah.
Was pretty big. That was cool.
Yeah, that dude claimed first Werewolf by Night, first Swamp Thing, first Full Galactus, and first Wolverine. All in one claim.
Yeah, Hulk 180, all in one.
He bundled it all.
And that was a lot of different offers before, and different packages.
Yeah.
Before you guys settled on that particular set, and I think that's the same guy who bought something big from me when I did my claim sale too. Pretty sure.
I don't remember.
I'll have to look it up. But anyway,
yeah. So big.
That was an exciting claim.
Yeah, big shipping week. There's rumors. This isn't like really from anybody, but there's rumors that there's still a lot of castings and heroes that have been kept really tightly under wraps, and it's said heroes we've seen before and castings we've seen before. Heroes and castings. Heroes we've seen before, castings we haven't seen before, heroes we've never seen before. So there's still 3 categories of heroes essentially that are reported or rather rumored to be in this movie.
Wow.
That they're keeping way under wraps. So I wonder who the heroes could be that we haven't seen before.
Nova.
Yeah, heck yeah. I'm trying to think of like X-Men, like. Who are some X-Men that we've never seen? Like, who's this guy? I have no clue.
Yeah. green suited man.
Last piece of news here. This one is exciting for us both. Daredevil Born Again has already been greenlit for season 3.
Let's go.
Begins filming in 2026. So we haven't even seen season 2. And Disney's like, run it. Get
Yeah,
us
they
season
know.
3.
They know what they have. They know the hot property they have.
That's a show that just needs to keep going until Vincent D'Onofrio and Charlie Cox are like retiring.
Yeah, aged out.
Yeah.
And Wall, what's her first? Catherine Wall? Catherine Knight Wall? Who plays Paige?
Oh, yeah, Deborah Ann Wall.
Deborah Ann Wall. I don't know why it's only my wife's name, Deb.
Yeah.
Well, there's only one Debbie for me. That's why. But Deborah Ann Wall, it will be in it. I'm going to hope.
Yeah.
She brings so much to it. I really like her. She's good.
Yeah.
Wow. I love it. Let's go. But they're doing everything they can to get Daredevil 1 prices where they really need to be and should have been a long time ago.
I saw on eBay like a 2.0 raw copy, 2025 raw copy bid for under $1,000. Yeah.
It's almost impossible not to bite on that.
I know.
Just even if you already have it, just get another one.
Oh, 100%.
It's good timing for Mon because I know that his Daredevil 1 didn't survive the fire.
Yeah, that's what I told him. I told him that, and he was like, "Man, if only I was ready." And he's like, "Don't tempt me." He's like, "I got other things I gotta buy. Don't tempt me."
For real, right? But
all right, on to our main conversation.
Sir.
So, we talked about slabbing, talked about raw books, talked about how raw books are kind of catching up to slabs in as far as like market value goes. And, you know, we speculated a little bit about why that could be. Could it be like the hobby's trust in, or the lack of trust rather, in these grading companies? Don't really know. I don't think there's anything like, I mean, unless we start polling people, can get a little bit of a pulse from the comments on last week's episode. But just as I was thinking about that, you know, I'm just enamored right now by what in the world is going on in the card part of the hobby. Because
oh yeah,
the card hobby, and I don't know how many of you guys, comic collectors, are in cards. I'm not talking Marvel cards. I'm talking sports cards and Pokemon cards.
Okay.
They are starting to surpass the 2021, 2022 explosion.
Really?
Yeah. So,
wow. Okay.
check this out.
Maybe I need to open up my card collection.
This is sports cards. Documented sales for sports cards in the month of August hit a new record. Okay, this is documented. So this isn't like trade show, somebody's buying cash, which
where a lot of sales take place.
and big sales
yeah,
take
right,
place.
right.
Okay, you want to just get, I have no clue like even what for a reference you would have, but
For 1 month,
for 1 month, documented sales.
documented sales, 750,000.
416 million.
That's so far off. Oh my gosh. What?
Sports cards did 416 million in the month of August of documented sales.
I was not even in the universe vicinity. Man, oh man, that's just documented.
Yeah. So I'm thinking,
What are they selling? What is it? Are they selling Honus Wagner cards?
no, I mean, it's a lot of, honestly, it's a lot of modern stuff. There is some vintage stuff out there that's gone. Like I've seen on YouTube Shorts, there's a guy, his name is King of Cards. He's fantastic. I love him because I think he does what I'm trying to execute on the comic side. He does on the card side.
Deals fairly with both sides of
Deals
the equation.
incredibly fairly, and he's willing to walk away from deals, and he's willing to even overpay just to make someone happy. In one instance, I think I sent you this. He negotiated with a guy for a card. They made a deal. He bought the card. He flipped it quicker than he thought he was, and he flipped it for more than he thought he was going to. So what he did was he took $1,000 from that sale and he just brought it back to the dude that he bought the card from. And he was like, hey, man, I feel like I lowballed you a little bit and I haggled you a little too much. And I got more out of this than I was expecting. He was like, so here you go.
Wow. Yeah,
And
that's way above and beyond what you would say is integrity. That's just generosity.
Yeah. So I'm watching him and he does crazy like Tom Brady stuff, Michael Jordan stuff, Shohei stuff, everybody and anybody who's anybody in sports.
So what do you suppose drives the prices then? Is it because there happen to be exciting superstars that are in these particular sports right now and people want a piece of it? Is that part of that, or is it something else?
Well, that's exactly what I want to talk about, because I watched this because I had this thought. I was just like, what in the world's going on?
Yeah, right.
Like how? How is it making that much money? Why is this exploding? And like comics aren't. What is going on? So I found this video. It's by this guy named Ty Wilson, and the title of the video is "What is going on with the sports card market right now?" Which is perfect because that is literally my exact question. What in the world is going on? So, I wrote down like a bunch of things that he said in the video. I'll link the video in the description if any of you guys want to watch it, if you're curious. And I just kind of want to draw connections, to comics, and kind of want to see, are we never gonna boom again? Is a boom coming? Are we just here? Have we bottomed out?
Yeah.
Like what?
We're still in a slump, or what's
what's going on? Because
we're in a comic book recession, or what's happening?
Like yesterday, I sent you a 6.0 FF52 off-white to white pages for $525, which is absurd. Like the character of Black Panther, the cultural relevance and impact that character has, that goes far beyond comics, and how important and integral he is. That book in a 6.0.
Yeah, it's a 1965 book. It's not like it's, everywhere.
Yeah.
To have it in a above mid-grade condition like that. How much was it there in 2021? That book in that grade was probably $2,500.
Yeah.
I'm gonna guess, somewhere in that range. $1,800 at least, surely.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's. I know. And you sent that to me, and the funny thing was, you sent it to me, and I don't know when in the day you sent it to me, but I didn't open it right away because I was working.
Yeah.
And then when I did, of course, I clicked on it, and up until that point, nobody had bought it. It's not like.
Isn't that crazy?
It's not like it was some unbelievable price in every. I mean, I think it's an unbelievable price, but it's not like the market agreed with me, and it just like it should never have been priced that low and got snatched up instantly, like insta-claim.
Yeah.
Which kind of happened with that FF1 that was like at about 5,100. I don't know what was going on there. A guy maybe he was getting divorced and he just didn't want his wife to have it. But yeah, doesn't bode well for the comic industry when you see that, though, right?
No. Yeah. So here's some things that I pulled from the video. So this first one, this I think ties into what we talked about last week. And this is a direct quote. "We inflated the grading bubble by thinking every single card needs to be a slab." So I definitely think on the comic side of things, we graded so much stuff. And there was a time at CGC where you were looking at like 6+ month turnaround.
Right.
Because so much stuff was being submitted. And I think because during the explosion of the market in the early 2020s, because books were so valuable, you just get them graded because you're solidifying the value.
That's why I did it.
Yeah.
I thought I needed to grade them in order to sell them.
Yeah.
That's the only way I was going to get the maximum value for my books, which were high, mid grade and higher. Like they were all
Yeah.
high grade books, decent, solid grade books. Silver Age, I figured, well, I'm going to lose money if I don't grade them. But that absolutely was not true.
Yeah. It was true then,
It was true then.
but it's not true anymore.
No, and I didn't sell then. So now I have slabs.
Yeah. And so I remember there was a time, because I was doing Pokemon stuff, where it was a long time to get your PSA cards back when you submitted it. So I think kind of the same thing was just happening. Like cards were just worth so much.
Yeah.
You get it graded, you protect it, you get a certified third party to essentially like establish its place in the market for you. So,
But he's saying that they stopped doing that now? They don't do that now? Or
no, what he's saying is, like, I guess he, in this part of the video, he was talking about some of the more negative, impacts, and I think what brought the market down so
I see.
low,
Okay.
and then why now it's
And the
jumping
absence
up
of
again.
those things. Okay.
Yeah,
So everybody was grading everything.
and then it dropped because everything dropped. Like we're still in the drop. Cards had dropped. Like that Gengar card that I've shown on the podcast.
Right.
Maybe about a year ago, it was worth about 400, and I think last night when I checked, it's worth 2,100 now. So,
Dude, you got to sell that.
I know, but I like it.
Ah.
Gengar's my guy.
I wish I had Gengar. Gengar would close the gap, and I'd have Fantastic Four 1 in a matter of days.
Yeah. All right, and this is kind of like a buyer beware type thing that he was saying in regards to like the market's exploding, people are buying, you're buying a lot, there's a lot out there to buy, so what do you buy? So he says here, PSA 10s are too common. The scarcity of the 10 doesn't exist anymore. So
That's definitely 9.8.
yeah. So you talk about like when a bubble pops, like is when everybody kind of comes to realize that. And I think that's something that happened in comics was like, we just kind of all realized what, like, you thought you had something that was a little bit more rare, and then it's actually not as rare.
And then you go to sell it, and you realize you've got plenty of competitors online selling the same book in the same grade. And you thought, wait, Ultimate Fallout 4, it's the first one that comes to mind.
Giant size X-Men 1.
Yeah, right, exactly. The variant of First Miles, the Drajevic, whatever. That thing, I remember it selling for $50,000.
Yeah.
And now I see it listed for $10,000
Yeah.
and doesn't sell. Because guess what? They're not as rare as you thought,
Yeah.
even in 9.8.
Yeah, so then he said right after that, grading needs to be fixed. And he's talking about cards, guys. And this is like true. Like all three points, quotes that I've said from him are like you could directly connect it.
So is he saying that grading got fixed and that's why the prices went back up? Or
He's saying that, well, he's saying in general that it needs to be fixed, but he did say that PSA or that grading companies have tightened up their requirement for what actually makes a 10. So you're not seeing as many 10s being pumped out in the market, which is something that can ignite a market, because if you have all these like 9.8s or PSA 10s hitting the market, then you have people thinking that they're buying something that's scarce, but it's not actually scarce.
right.
But it's something that's moving really fast. It's being purchased a lot. So then the market starts to ramp up. But then it'll take time for everybody to realize, like, wait, this isn't as scarce as I thought it was.
Man, I feel like, and I'm sorry if you're an earshot of this and this is you, but if you spent the premium that it has always been to buy a 9.8 of whatever that book is that you have, that you wanted, you're probably underwater, and you're going to get more underwater. It's not going to turn around for you because the 9/8, it's a brilliant grade. I mean, the book is beautiful.
Yeah.
9/8 is beautiful, right? But now when you have 9/9s and with PSA, you're starting to see 10s. The 9/8 doesn't separate itself from the 9/6 as much as it used to.
Yeah.
And if you really want that insane bump, you have to have the 9/9, which truly is rare right now. Like for now, even with the 9/9 pre-screen, it's still rare.
Yeah. And I think even like what we were talking about with this is like sorry for your audio listeners, the Exciting Comics show and tell book. It goes back to that whole trust thing. Is like
right,
and then the same with that Superman that CGC and
PSA disagree on,
is you're kind of just like what like. You're just being told, like they don't even tell you where, so that you could try to look for yourself, and you just kind of have to guess with your naked eye, which isn't trained.
Which is an odd thing when you think about it, because they'll tell you other stuff specifically. They'll say there's stain on the upper left corner, back bottom left has a 2-inch crease. Like they'll give you the map of where to find that imperfection, but they don't when it comes to color touch. Why not?
Yeah. And I mean, going back to exactly your point. Oh, well, sorry, before we move on from that, they should upload pictures
with a circle around where the color touch is. It's simple enough to do in Adobe, right? It's easy.
Yeah.
Not PSA. CGC, hear our cry. Yeah. You know, that would really serve the community if you could do that.
Yeah. But going back to what you said, like the gap between 9.8 and 9.6 is not like as big as it used to be. There's been times I've submitted books and I'm thinking it's going to be a 9.2, 9.4. And it comes back at 9.8. And I'm like, what in the world?
Yeah, right. Yeah. So is it not?
But then there's been times I've sent stuff in and I'm like, this is a 9.8 for sure. And I get a 9.4 and I'm like, what?
Well, it's always been confusing with CGC in that technically speaking, it's a 10-point scale, but unless it's a new book that's got a cardboard cover, cover, and glossy pages, that kind of thing. You're the top, really, we all understand it, was the 9.8. The 9.8 was the highest you were going to see on just about anything.
Yeah.
And suddenly, I don't know why they decided, but suddenly 9.9 started to appear. But I've never really been clear as to what differentiates a 9.8 and a 9.9. Do you know? Because I sure don't. Like, it can't have any even printing things, like, the corners sometimes can be a little ragged, which isn't a result of being handled poorly. It's just how it came off the press.
I think the printing and the shipping thing, I think it's like flawless. I think it's pretty much printed, cut perfectly, and then just handed to CGC.
But we've had 9.8s, or I should say books that would fit that definition, that were graded 10 years ago, that no one even considered giving it a 9.9. It was just 9.8 was considered it's perfect.
Yeah.
So now it's confusing. So the 9.8 you bought, the 9.8 that you got graded 10 years ago versus the 9.8 you got graded now, I think it's going to be superior to the one you got graded now, or potentially so. Because I most definitely, and so have you, seen 9.8s that are not perfect, that leave room for a 9.9.
Yeah.
Which maybe is their whole marketing ploy. It's like, I see 2 spine ticks. I can see 2 spine ticks on this thing, and it's a 9.8. In my opinion, 2 spine ticks, it should be a 9.4.
Yeah.
Or even a 9.2.
Right.
I don't think you should. Anyway, I don't want not here to like completely bag on CGC. It's just this is the market we're looking at right now.
Right.
Which is the conversation. So those are the 3 things that the guy said about cards, or is there more?
No, there's more.
Oh, let's hear it. This is really fascinating.
Yeah. So this is something that I see in, this kind of happens on Whatnot a lot. And I think this is something that has actually contributed to, people being burned out. And this is something that he's seeing also happening in cards. that can do the same. Mystery boxes.
Oh yeah.
I can't stand mystery boxes, man.
No.
And here's what he says. Mystery boxes, this is me condensing like a kind of big thing. I'm just breaking down his points in this one. This isn't a direct quote. Mystery boxes lacks transparency. The odds are not disclosed. It inflates the market, and it leaves collectors with junk at a premium price.
Ooh, yeah.
So it lacks transparency. Mystery boxes are most of the time 90s to 80s junk, chaff, as you like to say.
I know. I love that word.
That is worthless. That is stuff that us as dealers, and even some of you guys who aren't dealers but still buy collections, sometimes you buy the chaff so you can get the good.
Yeah, that's right. You have to.
Like you got to take it all. And so when we do that, we're left with 90s DC that is worth absolutely nothing. And we got to figure out what to do with it. And so what happens is some dealers, and I see this on Whatnot mostly. I don't really see it on IG too much, but on Whatnot, it's huge. It's, all right, guys, we're going to do an ASM 129 mystery box. And where this lacks transparency is they don't tell you how many boxes, right? They're making. They're just saying, we're going to do
Somebody's going to get it.
a mystery, and somebody's going to get it. And they probably make more than what the book is worth.
And they clear their inventory of all the chaff.
And they clear their inventory of all the chaff.
Oh, yeah.
So people pay, I don't know what it is, 30, 40 bucks. I don't know, maybe a little less, maybe a little more. I genuinely have no clue. And then what ends up on their doorstep is like 5 90s books, maybe a minor key, like, right.
In 4.0 grade, from the 70s.
Yeah, maybe like a Miller Daredevil, in 4.0 you get in there, and then you get like some 90s stuff. And so it really does lack transparency. It's not like, okay, we're going to do 30 mystery boxes and that's the second thing he says alongside it lacks transparency. The odds are not disclosed.
Yeah.
So they don't, they're not telling you, okay, we're doing 30 mystery boxes.
And we're stopping at 30.
And first 30 people to buy. You're either going to get ASM 129 or you're going to get junk.
Yeah.
Like they don't tell you that stuff. They're just like, you could get an ASM 129. And then but if you say like, okay, you have a 1 in 30 chance of getting an ASM 129, the cost of the 30, it just adds up to the fair market value for the book. I'm not making more on the book than I should.
Right.
Or whatever. Like,
but they're not going to cap that. If 100 people want to buy this, they'll do it.
Right.
And you can't really fault them for it because then they're making more money and they're also clearing more inventory. But it's not really cool for the buyer who now has a 1% chance versus when they had a 1 in 30% chance.
Yeah.
Which is 3%.
Yeah, exactly. Like if they take 100 and this is, let's say this is a $1,500 book around there, sometimes a little less. But I did see a copy for $14.95 on IG this week. 7.0, $1,500 book. Let's say it's 100 people buy at $20 a pop. You're making over fair market value on this book.
Right.
So it lacks a lot of transparency.
That would be Yeah, and then you have a lot of disgruntled collectors.
Yep, and it leaves collectors
junk.
With
That's really
junk.
interesting. Premium junk
leaves collectors with junk at premium prices, and that is essentially it. Just is going to discourage people from buying. So he says that, and then here is a direct quote about the whole mystery box thing. Repack culture, so we call it mystery boxes. They call it repack.
Okay.
So repack culture is slowly conditioning buyers to expect short-term dopamine hits instead of building long-term collections.
So they buy 6 wax packs, what we used to call them as kids.
Yeah.
And they just open them all, and that's the dopamine hit.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll get a card But they're also the result is they get a lot of chaff too,
Yeah.
because most of it is chaff.
Yeah. So, but instead of it being like manufactured,
Scarcity.
you're actually getting like, well, you buy a pack from Target or whatever of sports cards. You know that they're giving out something, like they're not withholding anything.
Right.
But if you buy a repack, which is somebody just resealing cards, they could be withholding and not actually throwing stuff.
Is that even legal to do?
I mean, there's no,
Because they cherry picked everything. You're not getting the Jordan rookie from that 2003 pack.
yeah.
If it's been resealed, there's no chance.
Right,
No
exactly.
chance. None. If it's a resealed thing.
And that goes back to the lack of transparency. Like, who's actually winning?
Wow.
Who's popping out with these books or with these cards? So, and I really like what he said. The repack culture is slowly conditioning buyers to expect short-term dopamine hits instead of building long-term collections. So he says like the good side of like the repack culture is it's making a lot of it's like creating a lot of liquid in the market. But you get a lot of long-term downside.
Yeah, for sure.
Because
how much money are these people spending instead of strategically just go ahead and pay the premium for the one card they want?
Yeah.
But they would rather have the gamble.
Yeah. So they're gaming. People are gaming the system.
Wow.
Yeah. So
yeah, and we have the comparison in comics to the mystery boxes. Yep, that's right.
Yeah. So what he said right after this was, this erodes trust and burns new collectors.
Yeah, for sure.
So so I guess his video is he's kind of talking about things that are exciting about the card market, but he's talking about the downside of them. So it's exciting to have a PSA 10. It's exciting to gamble on repack culture and a chance of getting like a Shohei, a super short print card or whatever.
Yeah.
And these things are exciting, and it's what's helping drive the market at the moment. But these are the downsides long term.
Yeah. I can't tell you how many 1990 Upper Deck baseball card packs I opened trying to get the Michael Jordan baseball card rookie.
Oh, yeah.
And I still have a whole box full of junk from that set. And I don't think I ever pulled a Jordan.
Dang.
I don't think I have one. Pretty sure I don't.
That's
and even
brutal.
if I did, it's $20 card.
Yeah. So, so those are, I feel like, a lot of things that we've experienced / are experiencing and why our market's not doing great.
Yeah.
And this is the last thing he said that I wrote down, at least. Chasing hype isn't sustainable. So we talk about the movies, and I think the MCU and the way that a lot of sellers really market their books like that.
Oh yeah, all the time. Yeah, I don't fault them for it, but I don't love it.
Yeah. Oh, and I think it's because we're all burnt out on it.
I'd sell it to you for this. This is what the FMV is, but this is really gonna pop in 6 months when that movie comes out.
Yeah.
It's like, well, but what's the fair market value today? Don't
Yeah.
just wait, sell it to me for what it's worth.
Yeah.
Not what you. And if you don't want to sell it because you think it's gonna be worth more, then don't sell it.
Right.
But don't try to sell it to me for more than FMV today because you're telling me, well, it will be worth more. Well, then you hold it until it goes up, and then you sell it for more.
Yeah.
So it's like a weird bait and switch,
Yeah. We like to spec, but we're not specking here on the pod and then selling those books.
No.
Like actively on the pod. Like
No.
we're not like, hey, first appearance of Hush is
Yeah, I've got 15 copies of it.
hey, that book's a good spec. Matt Reeves was on the red carpet this week talking a lot about Bruce Wayne and villains and yada, yada, yada. By the way, if you'd like to buy a copy of First Hush, I have 12 copies. Just head to my Instagram.
It's a major conflict of interest to do that.
Right.
When I say, oh, yeah, first Court of Owls, I'm saying that because I have a copy, but I'm thinking maybe I want more. Like I think it was last
Right.
week or week before when I was talking about the first appearance of Nightwing. Same thing. Like
Yeah.
I don't have a copy. I want a copy. I talked about getting multiple copies.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to hype something so I can sell it to them.
Yeah.
Or if I think, hey, like all the Miller covers that I've been picking up, right?
Yeah.
I tell you guys, I think his best covers are really kind of good long-term bets to get, we saw what the Neil Adams Batmans have done, not every Neil Adams did it, but guess what? I'm buying them too.
Yeah.
I'm not selling them. I'm buying them.
Right.
But anyway,
And you're sharing.
because it's fun.
Right. Exactly. And it's like if you're, how am I trying to say this? Like you were giving not an industry secret, but something that you could keep to yourself and like hoard and buy all these copies
Right.
yourself and maybe jump at like when the spec actually does keep to fruition, but you're not doing that. Instead, you're sharing it as like
trying to bring value to our viewers and listeners.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
I mean, I hope that we do bring you guys value, whether it's
Yeah.
on a good spec or just because you enjoy the pod. But I mean, absolutely. That's the first place I think about bringing an idea when I think of a cool book to spec.
Yeah.
Is I want to jump on the pod and tell you guys because I think that I might be right, and if I'm right, I would love to share that with you guys. I mean, that's
Right.
it. And I know you feel the same way.
Yeah, but when it's when you see, I mean, we saw it with FF 49 and 48 a lot this year, especially where they're just talking about, oh, when the movie comes out, it's like I don't think the movie's going to do anything for that book. Actually, like I think
It's not like nobody knew about this character and suddenly,
Right.
oh, oops, I did. A hidden first appearance, like what was the guy, the disco, whatever.
yeah.
Donald Glover and that whole like rumor.
Yeah,
That book went from 10-cent book to a $40 book because it was a 10-cent book.
right.
But FF 48, 49, 50 have long been celebrated as highly valuable books.
Right. So, well, at best, like a movie for a book like that, it might you might see more sales for the book, but I don't think you necessarily see like a new like ceiling or like
Well, and we didn't.
yeah.
Not really.
You just
No.
might see instead of this week, instead of there being 3 sales, which we've seen on average, this week you see 9 sales or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I've seen it pop up on the hot list, and but it's nothing. It's pretty modest. Like, oh, it's sold for 10% over its 90-day average, or 18% over its 90-day average in one grade, one time,
Yeah.
But overall, the book, those 3 books specifically, have not, consistently spiked above their 90-day averages. Not that I'm aware of.
And that's why I don't price books based on anomalies.
Yeah, you're very good about that.
I don't do it when it benefits me. I don't do it when it doesn't benefit me.
Sometimes you have to have conversations on the live sales with potential buyers when they've got this latest anomaly low sale. They want to bring it up, and I don't blame them. It's just good negotiation.
Yeah.
But you don't react either or with
Yeah.
that, and so you stay even keeled about that. And what makes a trend for a book? 3 or 4 sales in a month with a higher than average, and I think you have maybe a trend.
I think when I see 2 sales back to back, I think that's when I'm like, okay.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah,
and
there you
then when I say 3 at that point, that's
That's the new price.
yeah.
See?
So if I see like 2 sales at that point, I'll be like, okay, I'll price a little bit under that. If I see 1 sale, I just pretty much ignore it. Like high or low, I don't really. But if it's a high sale, then I'll price a little bit lower than that. If it's a low sale, then I'll if it's like 2 low sales, then I'll maybe like I'll see that as my floor and then come up a little bit like in between,
Yeah.
like what the average has been. But for the most part, like unless it's 3 sales in a row, that's when I'm like, yeah, this book is sold 3 times for $500. Like, so it was a $300 book a couple months ago, but this month sold 3 times for $500. That's what the book is selling for at that point.
And we know what popped up on the hot or trending or hot 100 or whatever they call it, trending list, was you're gonna laugh, but Iron Fist 14.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but that was a book like had a hard time moving. I had a hard time
Yeah.
moving mine. I had to come way down to move mine. And did you move yours or not? No. See, it's interesting, but yet somebody's buying. It's like, well, why don't they come to my sale?
Yeah. So I think he makes a lot of really. He doesn't. Those points were. I guess I was taking more so the points that he's pulling as to like what could make the bubble pop for that market.
Yeah.
And I see a lot of that stuff is stuff that like we've gone through.
Yeah.
So I remember in the video he was just talking about like things that have like made the market like explode is you have a lot of young collectors. Like you have a lot of young collectors who are coming in and they're excited about Shohei. They're excited about Luka. They're excited about
Wemby.
And they just want those cards.
Mahomes or,
Yeah. So, and, it's a great father-son at any age, really.
Yeah.
Because their dad, who's 40,
Man, that's tough. That's such a huge advantage because there's always going to be a new season.
Yep.
There's always going to be rookies. And there's always going to be somebody leads the league in whatever.
Yeah.
Points, or if it's baseball, it's home runs, or, you have some kind of generational talent like Shohei. So that's just going to be constant.
Yeah.
Whereas in comic books, there may not always be movies because there weren't always movies to begin with.
Right.
But even when there are movies, we're kind of over it in terms of, well, he's in a movie or she's in a movie, therefore we're all going to rush in. Now it's like, no, the movie better be good.
Yeah.
Or the book's value might actually tank.
Yeah.
Which is kind of messed up. It's like, no, but it will tank if hype and spec on the idea of the movie drove it up, then it will tank back down. So I'm not sure. Like, can we even really expect to have the benefit of constant movies and content, movies, TV shows forever, animated TV programs forever?
I think that's why DC, everybody kind of wants DC to be good because it just drives competition.
Right.
And I think in general, like if the movies are good, people will be excited about comics. Because they'll be in the movie theaters. I mean, I experienced it last night. Like we were watching The Amazing Spider-Man 2, the Andrew Garfield one. It's my favorite Spider-Man movie. He's my favorite Spider-Man. I love that movie. I think it's so good. And that movie does the death of Gwen Stacy.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here and I'm a week ago I was thinking about moving on from my copies and picking up some white page copies like eventually.
Yeah.
Not necessarily like sooner than later, but just like, yeah, I don't love those books, so like I'll sell them and then upgrade when I see them. Then I'm watching the movie last night and I'm like, I don't ever want to sell my copies. Like, what in the world? Like, and then I'm like, why don't I collect more Spider-Man? Like, so it's like, I get it. Like the movies are, you see it gets you excited. Like,
yeah,
that's a good thing. So I think as long as there's like a healthy competition between Marvel and DC, and if the movies are good in quality, then it'll get people excited. But even then, I don't know. We haven't really seen, like, people love Superman, but that didn't affect Superman books at all. People
no,
weren't
not at all. No.
dying to start collecting Superman.
I mean, there was a little bit of spiked interest, maybe in Supergirl right now, but it's not baseball card level or sport card level mania.
Yeah,
not even close. Not even. And there's this general fatigue. Like I think we and sports cards felt it in the 90s for sure.
Yeah.
Just there were too many limited this and limited that and what we call manufactured scarcity. Well, comic books does that with the variant covers.
Yeah.
And while I love a cool variant cover, I'm no longer going to pay a premium for it.
Right.
I'm just not going to do it because I know if I wait long enough, I'll get, with there are rare exceptions where they're just the covers are so outstanding that they maintain their value. But for the most part, just wait, just be patient, and or as a seller, try selling a variant cover.
Yeah,
it's not that easy. Once the hype is gone,
yeah,
don't care what you paid for it. You're not going to get that money out.
Yeah.
So except if it's something crazy rare, J. Scott Campbell variant thing that is but not that often, man.
Yeah.
And we're just tired of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, what's to be done?
I mean, I don't really know. Like, I don't know if part of me just kind of feels like this is the comic book market.
Yeah. Well, for someone like me who's looking to acquire for a collection, that's good news. If I can upgrade my FF52 for a good deal.
Yeah.
But in the long run, though, it's not for me just about amassing comic books so I can say, gee, I own it. I like seeing the value go up. Who doesn't?
Right. Totally. We all have money invested.
Yeah, it's fun to see a book that you paid $100 for suddenly jump up to $250 because you were correct.
Yeah.
Whatever that means. So if the comic book market's stagnant, that takes a lot of the joy away.
Yeah.
So kind of in this, and it does feel like a recession where you're not really sure. It's almost like a vicious cycle. Like, what do we do about it? We don't have any excitement. Because we don't have any excitement, the books aren't moving. And because the books aren't moving, there isn't any excitement.
Right.
So we're like in this whirlpool.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't damper my excitement when I acquire a book that I really have always wanted.
Right.
But it's, yeah, I don't know. I don't have any answers there except to say I'd love to see excitement. Exciting comics, man, right here.
Yeah.
I want to see it.
And I know it's not true because it's just not how any market works. Like, markets always go up, they hit new ceilings, and then they come down.
Yeah.
They sometimes hit new floors. We're just in a era where we're hitting new floors. And
Yeah.
the thing about that is it's time to upgrade. Like,
There you go.
just upgrade your copies.
That's a good piece of advice.
Like, that's pretty much all you can do right now is buy books that you didn't think you'd ever own before,
Yeah.
and upgrade copies that you do own that you want a higher grade.
That's what I'm doing with Werewolf 32. I sold it,
Yeah.
had a 5.0. I'm definitely I know I'm going to reacquire that book.
Yeah.
So I love that book. And the prices are kind of down on that right now.
Yeah. I did the same thing. I sold my Werewolf by Night 32 on my I told you guys last week that I was going to have it up for sale. I sold it. So now I'm actively looking for a 7 to an 8.0 white page copy.
That's great. That's a great target range for that book.
Yeah.
I know you have to be thinking about upgrading your Daredevil 1 simply because you want a white pager.
Yeah, that is a book that I think I will, if I can, if I see a white pager and I like the copy, I will just pull the trigger and then sell my copy later.
Yeah.
I don't know that I could sell my copy first though.
Yeah, and then be bereft of
And
it.
then and then upgrade there. But
Yeah.
I mean, I would also trade up my copy. So
I mean, the industry is really interesting though, because it's like even going into the golden age, sometimes an artist gets really hot, artists specifically I've noticed, and then for no reason at all, nothing. I mean, the artist has been gone from this world for decades.
yeah,
So nothing is changing there. But then suddenly, the people like LB Cole is a great example. Like LB Cole is constantly going up and down.
right.
That particular artist, where you go on a claim sale and people are asking, "Do you have any LB Cole? Do you have any LB Cole? Do you have any LB Cole?" And then there's other times when the guy's like, "Yeah, I got a bunch of LB Cole," and it's just crickets.
Yeah.
Nobody wants it. It's weird, and the prices are way lower than before. And like Dave Stevens is another one. Now, that's not golden age, but remember when Dave Stevens books were just
crazy
flying
hot.
off the shelf for triple digit. Now I'm seeing these books be getting offered for $40, and nobody's biting on it.
Yeah,
So now would be the time if you like Dave Stevens, to pick them up.
yeah,
I guess that's really kind of the answer. Like you said, just be opportunistic. If there's
Yeah.
a book, an artist, a run that you've been wanting, and now the prices happen to be down in that area, now's your time. Strike now.
yeah. I've said this before as like a critique to the buy what you love, stop buying like hot books. What I've said is, if you love the hot books and it's what you love, then buy it. Like,
Right.
even if you're overpaying, you will have a cool collection at the end of the day because you can
Yeah.
have like all these staples of time.
Surrender to the excitement of it.
Right, exactly. And it's exciting to do that. I get it.
Yeah.
But if that's not you, like, and you're just not somebody who's like looking to buy hype, then you just wait till the hype dies down and you can buy that stuff for the low, because a lot of times dealers, and I know this, you're trying to buy what's selling and like what's moving fast.
Yeah.
So you will invest money into those things and you'll make money. And then sometimes you just get left with stuff, like some leftovers. So then a month later, when you still have it and you haven't moved it yet and prices have come down a ton, at that point you're just trying to move the inventory.
Yeah.
Because you want the money back on it and it's time to put that money into something else. So you're like, all right, someone's going to get a good deal because I've tried to get this. I
gotta change up my inventory.
Yeah, exactly.
I need to show something new at the next sale or the next con or whatever you're doing. Yeah. Is there any book or run or artist or that you would recommend right now is got depressed values that you would say this would be a good time to do it?
Man, Daredevil stuff. I mean, I feel like we say it every week. Daredevil stuff is I'm pricing out these Silver Age. I have so many Silver Age books for Daredevil. I mean, if you were looking to collect Daredevil, I think I have starting at like 18, the first Gladiator, to like 60 or 70, I think is like the 15 cent. I've got most of those, right? I've sold like the Doom covers. I've sold that Thor and the Cap covers, like the big ones I've sold. But I have the other stuff in there. But if you were just trying to collect those 12 to 15 cent Daredevil covers, when I'm pricing these books, man, it's like $15, $20.
That's crazy. It's $5 for a new book. It's $4.99, sometimes $5.99 or $6.99 for a brand new book that's worth cents by the time you walk out the door.
It's crazy. I don't understand it. I don't get it.
Well, there you go. Then there you heard it from Spro. The Daredevil 12 to 15 cent run is unbelievably undervalued right now.
I mean, I had some in my claim sale last week. I sold a couple. I didn't sell them all, but I'm sitting there. I didn't say it during the claim sale, but I sure thought it every time I put up a book where I'm just like, this is crazy. Yeah. Like this is actually insane.
Yeah. Should I be even selling it at this price right now? Should I just stick it in but you're a dealer. You're not in the business of hoarding the books. We need to move them.
There are some that I'm like, no, I'm not selling it for this price. Like I don't do that often, but there are times where I'm like,
don't sell the Black Widow ones.
Yeah.
That run of Daredevil with the Black Widow is so lovely. I love those books. It's great for me. And this could change tomorrow because it really does change like the wind. These two.
Yeah.
I do think LB Cole covers are down right now on claim sales anyway.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about the blue chip LB Coles. Like there are certain LB Coles that are, and everybody knows what those look like. That for one. And recently, surprising because romance books are really hot right now. But to my surprise, I've noticed lately, and again, it could change overnight, but I've seen some really good prices on Matt Baker covers that have not sold. And I was tempted just to I got to pull the trigger on this. It's not on my want list, but it's just too cheap for a Matt Baker cover.
Yeah.
But as you all know, I'm not doing that right now. I'm saving for FF1. So, but those are two. Again, this is not investment advice. I'm not, but as a collector, if you're a collector of you like classic golden age artists and covers, I wouldn't recommend going in for Alex Schomburg right now. They're pretty pricey. They're hot. They're gone, right? All of them. The airbrush for a long time were really depressed in value. Now they're doing this. But Matt Baker covers, except for his premium like 7 Seas stuff, and the Phantom
Red
Lady
dress,
stuff, those things. But you're just your average Matt Baker cover. You can get in on one if you always wanted one, but you couldn't afford it. Now's the time to get one.
Yeah,
and LB Cole covers. Those two, for some reason, and they just do kind of do this for some reason. But right now they're at the dip.
Yeah.
So buy at the dip, they say.
Yeah, and I mean, I think most, I mean, Fantastic 452, first Black Panther, like that book.
Singular issue, that book.
Yeah,
that wins for both of us. And I know we've talked about Marvel Premiere 15, the first Iron Fist, and the first Shang-Chi. We've talked about those, but those aren't even the steal that FF52 is.
Right.
100% agree.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot you can buy right now that I think a lot of the market is undervalued. I think what we're seeing in the comic book, as far as comic books go, stuff gets hot for like a couple weeks and then it stops and then it's kind of like nothing for like another week or two and something else picks up. So the market as a whole isn't hot, but we go on like streaks of random things popping off. So I think you just I think if you're patient and wait, you can really snag a grail at a really good price.
I saw First Miles 9.8. It was like $8.49.
Yeah.
I've never seen it that price.
Yeah.
Like, because I got back into comics and it was like $1,400,
yeah.
$1,800. That's so to me, that's as low as I've ever seen it in a 9.8. So, but we were saying 9.8, we had that conversation. So I don't know, buyer beware, maybe you wait on an, I don't know.
Yeah.
But that to me seems that's down.
Yeah.
Right?
So what's going on with the comic book market? I have no clue. I don't know.
There's your answer.
Yeah. I genuinely, I don't know, but there's a lot out there.
Yeah.
There's a lot out there that you could get at good prices. If you're patient and you budget wisely for it, you could get really, really nice books at really good prices.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think some of the stuff we talked about, mystery packs, I think even like ratio variant covers to add on to that. Lack of transparency, uncertainty with grading companies. I think a lot of that is just contributing to collectors maybe feeling like not really sure what to do.
Yeah.
Just kind of like in this limbo space. But the market will come back eventually. Every market does. Yeah. Comics we're not some like S&P 500 company that's going to go bankrupt.
Remember one of our earliest podcasts, you said that you would take, in an economic crisis, you would take the Action 1 over the money because you know that the Action 1 is the first Superman and it will always have value.
Yeah, to somebody. Yeah,
to somebody.
Yeah,
somebody will. If people are burning cash for heating, purposes, the Action 1 is what you want, and so there are blue chip comics, key first appearances of iconic characters that can be had for a good deal right now, and you don't want to be that person. I don't either, so I'm preaching to the choir, and I'm the choir.
Yeah,
that there are certain books that I don't want to be regretting that I didn't do it. When this was the time. Like, I have the first Iron Fist, but I don't have the first Shang-Chi. I have the first Black Panther, but I think I want to upgrade. Anyway, this is. I grabbed the first Luke Cage from you, and the first Mephisto because those prices are just too low. And I'm looking at the first Kang. It's just too low.
Yeah.
It's too low, dude. No way. It's a sub 10 Avengers.
Right.
And Kang is top 5 Marvel villain, if not top 3.
Yeah.
I guess it's debated, but forget all the drama of Jonathan Majors. It's Kang, you guys.
Yeah.
So we all have our, we have our keys. Those are gonna remain, regardless of what the movies do and don't do.
Yeah.
So
there's another reason why I think comics are not booming with cards and just what makes the hobbies different, but I don't think I'm ready to quite share it.
All right. Well, that to be continued. I love it.
Maybe I think it'll one day when I'm feeling bold.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'll leave you guys with that.
Ooh, and I'm in suspense too.
Yeah. I mean, I'll share with you. When
off camera. Nice. Okay. So when we record next, it'll be the Friday before we go to LA Comic-Con, right?
Yes.
It'll be one day before.
Yeah.
Now I don't know if that will be the place where I'll nail down FF1 or not, but we'll talk about my excitement. I'll be plenty excited when we record.
Yeah. So,
But then they will drop it after LA Comic Con.
so maybe if anything crazy happens at LA Comic Con, we'll record like a small segment and I'll throw it on.
Okay, that makes sense.
I'm doing a live sale next. Sorry, not next. It's next for me, but not for you. I'm doing a live sale on Wednesday, the 24th. So this drops Monday the 22nd. I'm going to be doing another claim sale. Wednesday the 24th. Gonna have a bunch of good stuff. Gonna bring out a lot of Silver Age this time around.
Ooh, silver, nice.
So a lot of Iron Man, a lot of Cap, Thor, Daredevil.
Silver Age Thor is another undervalued area.
FF, yeah.
But you can't say that because that'd be a conflict of interest. But I can say it because I'm not selling them.
So, yeah, come on by. The Wednesday the 24th. Go live at about 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm just doing this thing where I'm just giving out free shipping. So
I think it's a great idea.
yeah,
I do.
So
I love it.
free shipping all night long. Come by if anybody wants to chip in and help with free shipping. You're more than welcome to.
I love the free shipping because it makes it feel. It invites you to buy the cheap books. You know, the $5 book. You can, if like, oh, I don't know if I buy this $5 book, now I'm kind of stuck. I've got to come up with another $100 worth of stuff to buy, or it's not worth the shipping. But now you're just free. It's like being at an LCS.
Yeah,
I love it.
and in that scenario, I take the loss because
Yeah, because you're paying on a slow sale like that. So go easy on them, guys.
but
go easy on 'em.
On the other end, I do free shipping on a much bigger book, then it all kind of just evens out in the end.
Usually what ends up happening is, you buy one small book and then you end up buying 10 small books.
Yeah, exactly.
I've done that so many times. I bought a book off your claim sale last time.
Yeah, you did.
I live claimed it too.
Yeah, and the chat was like nepotism.
I know. I should have just at least waited. Should have waited and maybe no one would buy it. Then I should have lowballed you.
Oh, that's funny.
No, it was $15, man.
It was.
So really happy to have that book.
Yeah. I put that book up multiple times, so it didn't even matter.
Miss your chance, y'all.
So, Wednesday 24th will be live. I'm sure Mr. Longbox.
Yeah, I will endeavor to be there. I think I can.
And maybe throw in some books.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I was implying. I hadn't asked you yet if you're going to be there.
I figured, yeah. I'm sure I'll find a book or two. Yeah, it'll be my last chance before LA Comic Con.
Yeah. So, so come on by. Help fill our pockets for LA Comic Con.
And then we'll in turn give you the content from LA Comic Con. See how it works?
Yeah, just one big circle. And of course, we put amazing books into your collection. That's at least what I try to do, is put great books into your collections at a great price. So we appreciate you guys. Thanks so much for listening. You can follow me on Instagram. I'm at Spros_Comics. You can follow Mr. Longbox at Mr. Longbox. Like this episode if you enjoyed it. Share it with a friend who you might think enjoy it. And we appreciate you guys so much for watching, and we'll catch you guys next week.
Yeah, see you later.
Bye.